Hey, we're Green Day.
Nice. You're watching 120 minutes, basically. Sitting at home, probably smoke cigarettes, watching TV on your rump.
So get off your ass and go do something else.
Welcome back to 120 Minutes. I'm Matt Pinfield. Sitting next to me are four squirrels. And it's Andy, Jack, and Travis. How you doing, guys? Good to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
Glad you can make it up. You know, we've showed the video a lot, and we'll continue to as well. Let's talk a bit about how the band got together. You actually knew each other in high school originally, right? Is that true?
Yeah, Andy and I did.
Right.
And we hadn't been playing music or anything. We were just kind of hanging out and telling jokes and not going to parties and not doing anything social and spending way too much time together.
Yeah, Jack and Bill went to high school with us too.
Yeah. And we met Jack up at college when we actually formed the band.
In Gainesville.
That's right, in Gainesville.
Okay, that's right. We're talking about the whole Mudcrutch, all the bands that came out of the Florida thing.
Right.
A lot of people getting signed in that area now. Now, you financed your first record yourself, right? I mean, originally you'd done that. And tell me a bit about how that happened.
Actually, University of Florida financed it for us.
We took our student loans and ate bread and water and just basically made our CD from that, and they still don't know, so.
That's good, but you won't renege on it. You'll pay it back.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's the important thing. Now, you know, a lot of people, we've talked about the tragedy of the accident. We'll get more into that a little bit later on. So this record, then, how did it end up getting signed by 550? How did they find out about the band? Were they scouting? Did they get a copy of the tape?
Actually, we've been touring a little while, and we had some other label interest. We ended up playing a show at CBGB's, and Michael Kaplan, who signed us, happened to be there. He was sick, he had his cough syrup, didn't want to like us. I don't know if he even liked the name or anything like that, you know, and after the first song, he was like standing up front, and he was dancing, and he was all into it, and afterwards, you know, that's basically how we did.
And that's how you got signed. That's really cool. We're going to play the video, the first video off example right now, and we'll come back and talk about it more in a little bit as well with Four Squirrels. Here's Mighty KC on 120 Minutes. With a clip off the soundtrack to the film Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. That's the Boston band Morphine with a brand new video, Mile High, here in 120 Minutes. I'm Matt Pinfield, back with Four Squirrels. We get a lot of email. People want to know about the name, how you came up with the name Four Squirrels.
Actually, it's just being like kind of early on a stubborn band. We had like this huge poster board of all kinds of names that everyone individually thought were cool, and we were being really stubborn. We couldn't think of one, so we actually asked Bill's brother to kind of pick the name, and he came up with the Squirrels, I guess, because Bill kind of alluded us to Squirrel Pop at the time, because we were kind of like They Might Be Giants. It was a little goofy and no talent, that type of thing. And then it kind of stuck because, you know, we never got around to agreeing on a cooler name, so we just kept the Squirrels. And also there was lots of, I mean, the reason why John came up with this, because there was tons of squirrels and stuff always at our practice shed. We like played out in the boonies in the middle of the woods. Yeah. That's
really cool. We'll actually be able to do that. Let's talk a bit about the accident. This is you know, the story, we've talked about it on the air before, that, you know, Jack and Bill were killed, and your road manager, in the accident. It was, I think it took a lot of courage for you guys just to say, we're gonna go on and continue. How did that, does that whole thing, in retrospect, how do you feel about all of it now? About continuing as a band?
I think it's the most obvious choice to do. I mean, personally, it's always tough to do that, and you deal with it every day on that side. But musically, I mean, the music is therapy for that, and it lets us go out and let people know about the album, and let people know about the guys. And like in some ironic and bittersweet way, it makes it, like the accident is almost validates it even more of why we do this. You know, if we didn't have passion before, you better damn believe that we do now.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's a lot of strength. But you definitely have passion. You can hear it in the music, too, and we'll be back. Stick around. We'll be talking more with Four Squirrels. Right after the break, it's a brand new one from the New York band called The Goops, so don't go away.
Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Robert. We're from Possum Dixon.
And you're watching 120 Minutes on MTV.
We've got a brand new video coming up from Possum Dixon. I'm Matt Pinfield. I'm here with Four Squirrels. Let's talk a bit about the video from Mighty KC. it actually was directed by Lance Mercer. It was really cool. Lance has done a lot of great photography as well, and he's worked with a lot of different people from Seattle, a lot of other bands that I happen to love a lot. And how did you get hooked up with Lance and come up with the concept for Mighty KC?
I think originally we got hooked up with Lance through the label. He did a lot of good work for the label, Epic, with Pearl Jam and stuff like that. So one day they said, "Hey, we've got this photographer. Go out on the road with you for a couple days." So he was out on tour with us for about 5 days. It was a lot of fun. He's a really great guy.
And become real good friends of yours.
Yeah,
That.
yeah.
How about the concept? Now, the video, was that actually worked on at all before, any of that before the accident actually took place, or was it all afterwards?
That's all just stray footage that we took, like when we were out on the road, documenting like the camaraderie, having fun out on the road, friends, yeah, we're doing it, you know, that type of thing. We took that after the accident and try to compile it together and kind of get a vibe that is, you know, the video to be kind of like a tribute to them and to what we were trying to do, and to be personal, you know, and, you know, nothing personal against MTV or anything, but we definitely tried to make it more have to do with, you know, the song, and more to have to do with the feeling that we had, and just like the song in general, and less performance and less, you know, trying to sell the music in that sort of way.
Well, you captured that. There's no question about it. Right now we got a brand new one, though. We're going to come back in just a minute with the guys because we're having a good time talking to them. We got a lot of information to give you. Absolutely. We got a brand new one. Got a brand new one. You're so punk. You're so punk. Got a brand new one from the New York band called The Goops. They have toured in the past with, among others, Rancid and The Offspring, and their second album is called Lucky. The first clip off it is called Vulgar Appetites. Here it is, The Goops, 120 minutes.
Hello.
We're Lush.
And you're watching 120 Minutes
on MTV.
Be sure to check out 120 Minutes next week when Lush will be our special guest, and also the Chicago band Loud Lucy. Thanks for staying up late for 120 Minutes tonight. We always appreciate that. And I'm back here with 4 Squirrels. The silent auction that went on, it was just, I thought it was a pretty amazing thing, all the bands that, because of your hospital bills, all the things that they, that they had done. Seriously, though, they'd put up all the things, like the different bands from like Pearl Jam to Springsteen, all the different things that they had done, given for that. Is that still going on right now?
Yeah, it's actually going on through February, through the end of February. They had to extend it just because not enough people knew about it, so press was kind of slow getting out about it. But yeah, the response has been overwhelming. I think every band that's ever been on tour or something can relate to the whole traveling in a van, that kind of thing.
Having to make your next gig and being up all night and driving and just switching off.
The thought always crosses your mind, what happens if a tire blows or something like that. Yeah. So unfortunately for us, we got to find out. So
They didn't have to do anything about it, and that people donated and stuff was amazing, and, you know, anything we could do back to help, we would.
I thought it was just great. Really amazing.
It's touching.
It is. Let's speak about Andy, who's been your friend for a long time and ended up coming in and keep getting the band going, because keeping the band going. He came over and took over and played bass, and you took over singing, Travis. How did you go about getting back in touch with Andy to join the band?
Actually, we went back, and this is kind of a horror story, but I'll just keep in mind, I almost never have alcohol of any kind. So we went back and we got together after the accident. We were feeling like that sadness sort of thing. So we were like, yeah, let's go out and get some beers and go fishing and stuff like that, just kidding around. And I actually asked him then, you know, in some sort of wasted, inebriated, after vomiting state.
We all went to high school together.
So it was a fluke. I didn't really mean to ask him. I didn't want him in the band, but, you know.
But once you asked him, you felt bad if you told him afterwards, you know.
There you go. So, you know, now I'm here.
He had this great hair.
Yeah.
We love your hair, by the way.
Yeah, I water it 3 times a day.
Rocks.
You're missing your pick, though, man.
I know. I wanted to wear a pick, but it won't stick in there.
Yeah, we'll get you a special one, so we'll stay. And I want to thank you guys for coming by. It was good to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
And good luck with everything else in the tour, and check out their album known as Example. It's a really great record. The final video of the show is a new one from the Los Angeles band Possum Dixon. You might remember Watch That Girl Destroy Me a few years ago. Their second album is called Star Maps to the Star Homes. You know what that's all about if you ever go to LA. And the first video off it is her song called Radio Comets. Comets. Yeah, that's it, Radio Comets. New on 120 Minutes from Possum Dixon. Here it is. Yes.